everyone, my name is Millie and welcome to The Performing Arts and Me. In today's video I'm going to be sharing with you my training up until this point, so my training that I've done before going to drama school, to give you a bit of background on me and so that you have an idea of where I've come from with my training. I'm also planning at the end of this video to share with you my goals for this summer, so what I want to achieve before I go to drama school, although it might be a bit of a long video, so I might decide to put that in a different video, but we'll see how it goes. So we're going to start when I was either 3, 4 or 5. I'm going to say 4, although I'm not exactly sure. So when I was 4-ish, I started at Lorraine's School of Dancing. I did a weekly class there and I'm still at Lorraine's today, so it's been a long time. But anyway, when I was 4, the class was mainly like, so we did some ballet and we did some tap generally, and we would work on a little bit of like technique. We would do some pliés or something like that, and then we would prepare routines for a show, which we did every year. As we went through the school, we added on different styles of dance. So we might do more of a modern style, or now we might do more of like a lyrical, contemporary type feel dance. It just meant we got to do a mix of different styles, and it wasn't like a class focused on each style. It was one class and you're doing these dances for the show, so they're the styles we're going to explore in this class, which was nice because it meant I got exposed to different types of dance. Okay, I'm now going to talk about my primary school experience. So in primary school, obviously we had like school shows which everyone had to participate in. Pretty sure I did one in reception all the way up to year 6. From years 3 to 6 I was in the school choir, so that would have been a bit of a singing experience for me. Before that I would have only been singing sort of in church, as in just as a member of the congregation. So this would have been my first experience of performing singing, because we did like concerts and things like that. I was also a member of the Guides and we did a concert at Guides, and I was also in Brownies before that, and we did a show in Brownies. Not a full-on show, but a little performance. In year 3 I started piano lessons, and I've stuck with those for a long time, and I've now done up to my grade 7 of piano. And in primary school I also performed with the piano I played the piano at concerts and things like that. Right, now on to secondary school. So in secondary school, my secondary school ran a lot of extracurricular clubs and activities, which was great because it meant we got to do extra things that we wouldn't normally do in lessons. So in lessons, obviously I had drama and music lessons from in the younger years, and then when it came to GCSE I took drama GCSE as an option, and I also took drama A-level. We did a tiny bit of dance in PE, but not to the extent that I was doing outside of school, and it was only sort of occasionally, like one term we might be doing dance. And we also did a bit of gymnastics in PE, which I did really enjoy, and for a short time I was on the gymnastics team, although I never actually competed with them because there was only one competition, and I didn't do gymnastics outside of school, and the only space was doing vault, and I had never vaulted properly in my life, so that wasn't going to happen. Anyway, in terms of other clubs and activities, so there was in year 7 and possibly year 8 as well, and maybe year 9, but I think probably not. I was part of the cheerleading club. We did a performance at our talent show that the school ran, which was good. And then also I was a member of the drama clubs as and when they came up, and also the drama school shows. I really enjoyed the school shows. They were often musicals, not always musicals. I think we had one that wasn't, and they were great to be a part of. Also, lower down the school, I was part of choir as well, and again I would have done performances at sort of carol concerts and things like that. I did eventually leave choir. After choir, I also joined Glee Club, which was made for the Jack Petchey Glee Club Challenge, which is a challenge run by the Jack Petchey Foundation, and it allows schools and like dance schools to put on some show. It's not really a show, it's you do 2 numbers and it's a competition, you get judged. So all in all, secondary school gave me quite a bit of performance experience and also like opportunities to learn, not so much with dance but with acting in particular. I would say secondary school was the main place I did acting. Obviously you act through dance and act through song, but that would have been my main pure acting that I did. It also gave me the opportunity to do things like gymnastics and cheerleading that I didn't do out of school. We also went on some theatre trips with the school, which you did have to pay for. And I was also carrying on with my piano lessons, which again I was paying for, and I was paying for back in primary school. But the rest of the activities, as far as I can remember, apart from possibly from odd fees here and there, were free. You didn't have to pay extra, which was good. Now, on to some of the things that I was doing outside of secondary school, but while I was still at secondary school. So, firstly, one of my friends at secondary school introduced me to this company called Rare Productions. Rare Productions do biannual shows in different areas. I went to the same one that she went to, and you have to audition for the shows, and if you get in, then you have, I think it's 10 weeks of rehearsal, and then you get a dress rehearsal and 2 shows, unless you're in the main cast, and then you get 4 shows. I think I did about 5 of their shows. They were musicals. I was in the chorus for those shows, and being in the chorus meant that I'd had various dance numbers to learn and also songs to learn. They were all group song and dances, and then occasionally we'd get a little acting scene as well. So I know I said that I mainly did acting through school, but there was one other thing that was sort of pure acting, and that was Neventon Manor events. So I'm going to try and explain what a performance there looks like. It's not your standard performance as in there's a stage and the audience sit there. It's a promenade performance, so it's outside in the grounds of Neventon Manor. So you'll have one actor who's sort of with the audience, and they walk you around the grounds, and on the way there'll be different scenes set up, and other actors will be in those scenes, and you stop and you interact with them, and then the next group will be coming round and the next group will be coming round. I think the first show I auditioned for was Wonka, which was based on Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and I was the person that was taking the group round, one of the people, because you've got several groups. So I did that show, and I also did their Christmas event where I was an elf, and again I was doing the walk round job, and I did the Christmas event a couple of other times, and I had to step into other roles as well, like in the other scenes where people got sick or things like that. Now onto the 3 theatre groups that I joined. Firstly is Theatre Train. I think there's theatre trains across the UK. I don't know if it's right across the UK, but I was with my local one. It was on a Saturday morning, and we had a singing class, an acting class and a dancing class, and occasionally they would be shorter so that we could then all come together as a group, because we were split by age, in order to practice group numbers for a show that we were working towards. And we also did at least one performance at a local fete in the time I was there. The next theatre group I joined was called Bossy. Bossy worked towards shows. They did an annual show and an annual showcase. Unfortunately, because of COVID, I only ended up doing one show with them, and it was like their full musical, which was really good. We did Legally Blonde. They ran in-house auditions for that show so people could try out for different roles, which I actually missed because I was at a dress rehearsal for Lorraine's dancing show, which obviously I couldn't miss. So I was in the chorus for that, and I also had several like bit parts, and I really enjoyed the Bossy show. We then started working towards a showcase, and that had to be cancelled because of the pandemic. I think we went into lockdown either the week of the showcase or the week after, so obviously that couldn't happen. The third theatre group that I joined was Theatre Troupe, but before I explain that, I need to explain about my singing lessons. So I started singing lessons, I think I was in year 11, and I started musical theatre singing lessons. So I was working towards London College of Music examinations, musical theatre exams. I did my grade 3 to start with, and then I jumped to grade 5, and then I've done grade 6. Grade 5 and grade 6 I actually did online during the pandemic. I had to like film them. But anyway, so my singing lessons were with Camina Music School, and Camina Music School also had an attached theatre group called Theatre Troupe, which I joined. And this theatre troupe was quite unique in that it had adults and kids there, which wasn't something I'd come across in any of my other ones. And it was actually kind of nice. Although they often split us, we also did numbers all together and we worked towards a show which we put on. But after that show, my singing teacher was actually going on maternity leave. So theatre troupe stopped for a bit, and then obviously with the pandemic, it was presumably a bit hard to keep it running. So I'm not sure when or if it will start back, but yeah, that was my theatre troupe experience. I carried on with my singing lessons with Camina Music School, but I had a different singing teacher. Briefly going back to Lorraine's School of Dancing introduced competition classes at some point. I can't actually remember when it started. And I decided that I'd like to do that. They were local dance competitions against other local dance schools and local dancers at the dance schools. The week after this video is uploaded, there should be another one coming out about my preparing for a competition, where I am vlogging a week as I prepare for a dance competition that I've got the week after, and I'm planning also to vlog that, so make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss those videos. In addition to Lorraine's School of Dancing classes, which as I've said I'm still doing, I started literally 3 weeks before we went into lockdown 1. I joined another dance school in addition called Central School of Dance and Drama, and I joined that because I wanted to do a dance exam. I wanted to do a ballet exam, so I joined the intermediate ballet class. We were learning RAD syllabus. We didn't really do syllabus work with Lorraine's. I took my intermediate exam about a month ago as I'm filming this, and I might do a video explaining that because it was a new experience for me, but a really enjoyable one. Right, I now have 3 summer schools to talk about. So the first one I did at the end of year 11, and that was West End Stage. West End Stage is a week-long course in London, and I will probably do a video talking about my experiences there and like almost reviewing it, because it was really good. You did dance, singing and acting and a masterclass every day, apart from on one day when we went to the theatre, and at the end you put on a performance on a West End stage. The next one was London Contemporary Dance School's online summer school. This was during the pandemic, after the first or during the first lockdown that summer. I did this summer school. I think it was a week long, but it might not have been a whole week. Anyway, and it was doing contemporary dance there was sort of a bit of ballet in there as well. And the final summer course was the Erdang's online pre-audition course. This was a week-long course, and I'm again thinking I'm going to make another video on it, and I might make one about the London Contemporary Dance School one as well. We'll see. Let me know in the comments if you want to see any of those videos. So the Erdang summer school, in a quick summary, was a dance, singing and acting class. Actually no, it was a ballet, jazz, singing and acting class every day for 4 days, and then on the last day we sent in a self-tape for them to sort of send us a feedback form. And now I feel like this video is really long, so this might be part of a separate video, I'm not sure. I'm going to try and quickly rattle through my goals for this summer, and then at the end of the summer I'm hoping to make a video showing my progress with these goals. So here goes. One of my goals this summer is to learn the entire RAD Advanced 1 syllabus for ballet, this is. So as I said, I did my intermediate. For those that don't know, you have intermediate and then you have advanced foundation and then you have advanced 1 and advanced 2. Advanced foundation you can skip, as in to do advanced 1 you only have to have your intermediate. So I'm going to try and learn the advanced 1 syllabus. Obviously I don't have a ballet teacher over the summer, but there is an app that you can get, and I'm going to try and learn it from there. I've got the app and we'll see how it goes. I particularly want to learn how to pirouette on point, but I'm not going to push myself to do that if I don't feel like I can do it in my space at home without an actual dance teacher to teach me. I then have a list of acro kind of skills that I want to get, and also flexibility type poses that I want to be able to do. I am generally quite a flexible person, but I want to really push that and become like super flexible over the summer. We'll see how it goes. I'm just going to read out a list of the skills. So I want to do consistently be able to do a back walkover, I also want to be able to do a front handspring. I'd like an oversplit on both legs for like a front split in parallel and turned out. I would like to get my aerial. I would like to have a better illusion. I would like to comfortably be able to hold a chest stand for like 5 minutes. And I would also like to have a scorpion, a needle, and bow and arrow and scale. I would like to be able to do a Valdez or Valdez, I'm not sure how you say that, an arched handstand, so you know where you like handstand and your legs come over the top. I want to be able to do that. I would also like to be able to do a back limber, a teardrop back bend and a chair back bend, and an elbow stand. I also want to work on, it's a bit hard to describe and I don't know the actual name for it, but it's like the jump. We do it quite a lot at dancing. I would say it comes under jazz. It's kind of a turning leap. I'd like to be able to do that a lot better than I can at the moment. Moving on to singing, I'd like to work on my range. I'd kind of like to extend my vocal range. I don't know what it currently is, by a note at either end. And I would also like to work on my belt so that I can belt a note higher than I currently can and a note lower than I currently can. I would also like to be able to rap. I have not had much experience with rap, but I'm going to try and work on that this summer. We'll see what happens with that. And I'd also like to work on my pop singing. My final singing goal is sight singing. I'd like to be able to sight sing. I have a bit of sight singing from piano oral, but I'd like to be able to do that a lot more consistently. For acting, I would like to master some accents. I can kind of do an American accent, but I'd like to be able to actually do that really well. Also Scottish and Australian I'd like to master. I would also, if I get time, want to work on Irish and Welsh, but I might leave those for now. And then 2 final things for acting. I would like to work on my improv and also to be able to learn scripts quicker. I'm already quite quick at learning scripts, but I would like to get even quicker at that. And with improv, I think I'd just like to do a bit of practice of that because I don't think I've done it in quite a while. Well, that is it for this video. I hope you have enjoyed learning about my pre-drama school training and also my goals for this summer. If you have enjoyed this video, please do give it a like and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss my future videos. Please leave me a comment of any of your goals for this summer or pre-drama school training or training in general. And I think all I've got left to say is thank you very much for watching. Bye!